Hi Aries, welcome to your love reading for September 2018. This is Elizabeth from channelguidance.com. Okay, so I've already shuffled the decks for you, and you did have 3 jumping cards from this deck. Let me show you what they are. You have the Sun, you have the Ace of Pentacles, and you have the Star. Okay, so these are all just jumping cards. I'm going to put them back in the deck in a minute. But, I mean, you have some amazing energy here. You have the Sun, the most positive card in the deck. So no matter what it is that you're going through in your love life right now, whether it's, a separation, somebody wants to divorce, or you're hoping to find a new relationship, this card is success. This is positive energy. This is happiness. Things working out exactly the way that you want them. You also have the Ace of Pentacles, which does represent a blessed new beginning. This is a lot of happiness. Also, possibly a very unexpected new opportunity for you when it comes to love, or an unexpected, relationship that's rekindled. You also have the Star, which represents your hopes and wishes being granted. So for some of you, whether, you want to meet somebody new or you want to get back together with someone from the past, the Star does represent what you want is coming to you. Okay, so again, these are all just jumping cards. I'm going to put them back in the deck, and we'll see if any of these come up for you again. This is the love reading for the sign of Aries for September 2018. You have the 5 of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Aries for September. 10 of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Aries. King of Swords. Love reading for the sign of Aries for September. 7 of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Aries. Page of Cups. Love reading for the sign of Aries for September. Ace of Wands. Love reading for the sign of Aries for September. 5 of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Aries for September. 9 of Pentacles. Love reading for the sign of Aries. 9 of Wands. Okay, what's the most important message that Aries needs to hear about their love life for September 2018? And you have the 8 of Cups. So the 8 of Cups does represent walking away, perhaps somebody talking about breaking up. This is the goodbye card. This is a card of choosing to walk away because you're not happy. So this could be your partner who may be talking about a separation, or it could be that you're feeling like you need to move on. Okay, so we'll come back to this to see how it ties in with all of this. Let's start with the first row. At the top, you have the 5 of Swords, the 10 of Cups, and the King of Swords. So, what you have here is you're being told to kind of be careful. You start off with this energy from the 5 of Swords, which usually is, like a red flag card, especially when it comes to decisions, especially when it comes to, maybe a person that you really, really want to be with. This is a card of an empty victory, which I don't always get. Sometimes I get it's more about decisions, and then, but it can also mean an empty victory. You get what you want, or you get who you want, and then there are regrets around this. I see a couple here with the 10 of Cups. This is a union. This is even kind of a happily ever after, perhaps with someone who is an air sign. King of Swords, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. So, I see a relationship there, and it could be that maybe you need to be careful with the 5 of Swords, but it can also be that your partner maybe has made a bad decision, because the 5 of Swords also represents sabotage. Somebody, has messed everything up, and seeing this as the main energy, the 8 of Cups, perhaps somebody chose to walk away from you. Perhaps somebody said goodbye. They felt like they weren't happy in the relationship, and they decided to move on. You starting with the 5 of Swords tells me that perhaps this person is, looking back at this and feeling regret. Like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. That was a really bad decision. Especially if your partner or your ex is an air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, but it can be any other sign. I just see a very happy couple here. This is, perhaps a marriage or just a union full of happiness, and then sabotage, somebody making the wrong decision. Now, in the second row here, there's a little bit more information. You have the 7 of Pentacles, the Page of Cups, and the Ace of Wands. again, I mean, you have somebody here who is looking at a relationship, maybe even looking at their decisions, because it is lined up with the Five of Swords. Looking at the decision maybe to walk away and thinking like, did I make the right decision? The Seven of Pentacles is strategizing and trying to figure things out and thinking, what should I do next? You do have the Page of Cups right next to this, and the pages all represent communication in any form. So it could be that someone is doing some thinking about you and really thinking about what happened in your relationship, maybe how you broke up or the problems that you're having. The Page of Cups means there can be a very emotional conversation, a heart-to-heart conversation that leads to a new beginning. You have the Ace of Wands. This is a new beginning for you, a clean slate. So again, if you feel like your partner, messed everything up with the Five of Swords, they sabotaged the relationship. Maybe they lied to you, maybe they just broke up with you, maybe there was cheating. I mean, this is a general reading, so it's hard to say. I just see somebody looking back and thinking, what should I do now? They're planning, like almost like they're plotting, like, what should I do next? How can I fix this? And then I see like communication here. Somebody pouring out their heart to you. Maybe they're thinking like, how should I reach out to them? When's the best time? Will they even talk to me? And the Ace of Wands, this is, you starting over with this person. The Ace of Wands is kind of, everything off the table, erasing everything that's happened, everything's forgiven and forgotten. This is a clean slate for you and your partner. Now down here, you have the Five of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Nine of Wands. So, I mean, what you have here is there's, a lot of hurt here with the Five of Pentacles. This is someone, I feel like for some of you, this is you. This is the energy of feeling completely shut out emotionally by somebody. You feel like somebody just completely like left you totally in the dark. Maybe somebody ended the relationship without even giving you an explanation, which explains this as the main energy, the Eight of Cups, the goodbye card. This is you just being left totally in the dark and suffering. You have the Nine of Pentacles saying you've got to, for some of you, I feel like you may be looking at somebody coming back into your life, and you've got to make the decision that's best for you. The Nine of Pentacles, this is about you. This is about you making the decision that you feel, good about. Especially with something like this right next to it, and then the Nine of Wands, which is, a card of fear. This is an energy of being, paranoid and being really protective of yourself. And of course, if somebody walked away from you with absolutely no explanation, or maybe with a not very good explanation, you may feel really worried about taking them back. The Nine of Pentacles is saying, like, do what's best for you. You've got to make the decision that is best for you, something that you feel good about. Because I feel like here there was, a lot of suffering. There was a lot of suffering, and for some time you were in the dark. You feel like somebody just completely like blindsided you and left you just completely with nothing. And you're very afraid here with the Nine of Wands. You're afraid of letting your guard down. I feel like somebody is what I get from this spread so far is that somebody is thinking, I ruined everything, and they're thinking, what should I do next? How can I fix this? Let's get a few more cards to see what the rest of the message is. What other messages are there for the sign of Aries for September? You have the Ace of Cups. What other messages are there for the sign of Aries for September? The World. What other messages are there for the sign of Aries? Ten of Pentacles. So you see there's a new beginning, there's an ending, and then there's a either marriage or long-term relationship. I mean, the Ace of Cups is telling you, there's going to be a new beginning around your love life, or a rekindling of a relationship where maybe there was an ending. I mean, again, here was the ending, the main energy, a goodbye, somebody moving on. But this card does represent an ending, but it's also a new beginning, new doors opening. So you kind of have like two new beginnings here where there was an ending with the World. You're closing the door to that old chapter of confusion and sabotage. And what remains here is, either a long-term relationship or a movement towards marriage. This is stability for you. Again, there is new beginnings with some kind of ending, or perhaps there was an ending, because I mean, you did have the Five of Swords and then the goodbye card, the Eight of Cups as a main energy. Okay, let's get some cards from the confirmation deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Aries for September? You have the Seven of Pentacles, so this is a repeat card because you have it right here. What other messages are there for the sign of Aries? The Three of Pentacles. What other messages are there for the sign of Aries for September? The Ace of Wands, which is also a repeat card because it's right here. What's the most important message from this deck that Aries needs to hear about their love life for September 2018? The Two of Wands. So this does represent delays and waiting. So things may not fall into place perfectly in the month of September. It could be that this happens towards the end of the month, maybe even a couple of months from now. The Two of Wands does represent waiting. You have to wait because perhaps, again, somebody made a decision to walk away and now they're having to fix this somehow. I mean, I see that all over this reading. So let's look at these three cards right here. Now, this card is significant right here, the Seven of Pentacles, because you have it 2 times. It's a repeat card, same card, different deck. Someone's doing a lot of thinking. And again, like it feels like somebody is kind of plotting, like, what should I do next? Like, should I reach out to them, which is right here, the Page of Cups. This is communication, whether it's a phone call, text message, reaching out to you. Someone is thinking, like, what should I do? And weighing their options. Someone's being like very, very careful here. And this came out with the Three of Pentacles, so that they know, perhaps the person who left you, they know it's going to take a lot of effort to fix things. Because, I mean, the first card right here, the Five of Swords, is sabotage, or somebody made just the worst possible decision and ruined everything. The Three of Pentacles, again, it's the energy of this is going to take a lot of work, a lot of effort to fix this. That's why there's so much thinking here. But you also have the Ace of Wands, which is another repeat card because you have it right here from the other deck. The Ace of Wands, a new beginning, a clean slate. You're able to just completely forgive and forget everything that's happened. So I feel like, you know, everything's being set in motion here is what it feels like. Someone has kind of realized they've made a mistake, or they were on, you know, maybe they're on the path to sabotage here with the Five of Swords. They're thinking very carefully, what should I do next? I do see a new beginning for you and your partner here. You're able to put everything in the past. You're able to put everything behind you. And this is really significant because the main energy from the first deck was a goodbye. Somebody choosing to walk away from you, which seems like here there's a bad decision and something that they're thinking about, with this being a repeat card as well. So, I mean, also what's significant here is that you have to wait. So again, it seems like perhaps your partner, whoever it is that walked away, is trying to figure out, I see it here and here in these 2 repeat cards, to figure out, you know, what should I do now? Will they even talk to me? How will this work out? But again, you have so many new beginnings in this reading. And you have the Ace of Wands, which repeated itself. That's a repeat card. But you also have the Ace of Cups, a new beginning in your love life. And you have the World, which is an ending and a new beginning, which all leads to stability and a long-term relationship. What we're going to do now is we're going to look at X's, very specifically at X's here with this deck, and see what's coming up for you. Okay, so let me give the deck a quick shuffle. Show me the energies between Aries and their ex. Show me the energies around Aries and their ex. Show me the energies around Aries and their ex. Show me the energies around Aries and their ex. Show me the energies around Aries and their ex. And this can be, you know, an ex where things just happen right now. Maybe you broke up a few days ago, a few weeks ago. It can even be a few months or even years ago. This is just someone that you cared about and who's no longer in your life. Show me the energies around Aries and their ex. Aries and their ex. Okay, so let me get these out of the way. I'm going to keep them here in case something similar comes up. Usually when something repeats itself, that's usually really significant. This is telling you this is what you need to pay attention to. Okay, so I'm just going to show you. I'm going to show you very quick what's at the bottom of the deck here. You have a person. You have an earth sign. Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. Male or female, sun, moon, or rising. Okay. Show me the energies around Aries and their ex for September. 3 of Wands. I tell you, this is significant because this is a repeat card for you. Show me the energies around Aries and their ex for September. King of Wands. Show me the energies around Aries and their ex for September. The Wheel. Show me the energies around Aries and their ex for September. Judgment. Show me the energies around Aries and their ex for September. The 2 of Wands. Again, repeat card. I think. Let me go back and look. What other messages are there for Aries about their ex for September? You have an air sign here. Okay, interesting. So you do have, you do have a repeat card here because you did have, see, I'm going through my cards here. That's why I keep them nearby to see what repeats itself because that's usually very significant. You did have, it was actually the 2 of Wands that came up for you. So that is a repeat energy right here. So this is about waiting. So if things don't kind of, magically come together in the beginning of September, like, don't be disappointed. This is something it feels complicated. Like, again, somebody made a bad decision and it's not so easy to say, I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that. It seems like your ex is kind of really struggling to maybe apologize or thinking what to do next. So the 3 of Wands, the very first card, is telling you that you have a lot to look forward to. And this is very close to your energy as a fire sign. You are the King of Wands, whether you're male or female. Your energy is surrounded by the 3 of Wands and the Wheel. So again, you're being told, kind of twice, because you have the 2 of Wands from the 9-card spread. Waiting for your ex to come around. This pays off for you because you have the Wheel. The Wheel means movement. This means growth. This means positive change. But this could all just be, about timing with the 3 of Wands. The 3 of Wands is usually saying there will be better timing, a better opportunity. But again, with the repeat card being waiting, it could be that there will be better timing for things to come together. I definitely see here, with the Judgment card, this is, a second chance. This is a card that you want to see if you're asking about an ex. Because the Judgment card does represent a relationship coming back to life, a relationship rising from the ashes. And here it is. But again, you're being told here, this is actually the repeat card. There's an energy of waiting. What you want is here. Here's your relationship coming back to life. This is a second chance to be happy, a second chance to have love, but it is lined up with waiting. And then you have an air sign. So for some of you, this can be your partner. That would be Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. If they're not an air sign, this can just be the energy that they're in. If there's someone else in the picture, this can even be the person that they're with. For those maybe where you have a partner who was already coupled, there is an air sign here that's significant. Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius. Perhaps that's what's kind of holding everything up with the 2 of Wands, delays, waiting. But I see you getting what you want here with the Judgment card. A relationship rising from the ashes. Strong message of waiting. So Aries, it just seems like you really do need to kind of wait for everything to fall into place. As far as an ex, remember that, you had a repeat card. The 7 of Pentacles was a repeat card. It came up from this deck and then it came up from the other deck. It just seems like, your ex is doing some thinking and trying to figure out, what should I do next? What's the best decision? Perhaps, because they made a bad decision. Here it is. These are basically the same cards. these are the same cards, but they're from different decks. And I mean, to me, when these cards repeat themselves like this is probably the most important things that you need to hear. This is what's going to be most helpful to you. Again, Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Pentacles. Someone's doing a lot of thinking. I was kind of getting of like plotting, like what should I do next? What's my best move? What can I do next? That's why you also have the Two of Wands and the Two of Wands. You're having to wait because someone's trying to figure things out. If there is someone else in the picture, as far as like your ex, like maybe they're already married or another relationship, maybe they're trying to figure out how to get out of that relationship. Because I mean, you do have the Eight of Cups, the goodbye card, choosing to move on, and then you have an air sign over here. So if your partner, if your ex is not the air sign, Gemini, Libra, or Aquarius, there could be someone else where they're trying to figure out like, how do I get out of this relationship? For you up there, your energy is surrounded by this message of the best is yet to come with the Three of Wands. There's going to be better timing and a better opportunity for you as far as your ex. And then the Wheel. There will be movement there. There will be a positive change. I wanted to get, and I did this for the sign, I forgot what sign, it's probably the sign I did right before you, where I got some confirmation around the Court cards. Now I think this is you, so I'm going to focus on the Queen of Swords to see what energies are around her. What energies are around the Queen of Swords? It's confirmation for the sign of Aries. Yeah, it's like this can be a partner because I mean the Six of Swords does mean somebody wants to move in a much healthier direction. This is somebody who wants movement. I mean, you have movement here, but this is somebody that wants to move, to get away from someone who's really negative, to move away from something that's really challenging. What other confirmation is there for the Queen of Swords? Heartache. I mean, the Three of Swords, it could be that, again, somebody wants to get away from heartache. Somebody maybe wants to move on. This is a card of breakups and divorces. And, I mean, again, this was your main energy here. So it could be that your partner is trying to get away, you know, from this pain here, which really ties in with the Six of Swords. What other confirmation is there around the Queen of Swords here? The Four of Swords, which is a really mental energy, which again ties in with this energy here. There's a lot of thought being put into this. So again, I feel like this applies probably more to those where you have an ex, where there's someone else in the picture. If that is true, I mean, I feel like there's a deep unhappiness here. They're really wanting to get away. I see suffering there and just like wanting to get away from all the negativity and the drama, and they're trying to figure out how to do this. But they could also be thinking, if this is your partner and there's no one else, they could be thinking about your breakup. That's why the Three of Swords is there. And they're wanting to move away from this heartache, from this pain. And again, they're trying to figure out, that's been a really persistent message for you. Your ex is trying to figure out what should I do? What's the best decision? What action should I take? Which again, I see right here. So this is all about waiting for you. You have it there and you have it right here. Waiting. Things will fall into place. Okay, Aries, this has been your love reading for September 2018. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again next month.